Hi, and welcome back to Hummingbird Acres. The banana peppers are coming in like gangbusters, so it is time to start preserving them. So today we are going to can up some banana peppers. Before we start canning, let's talk about the supplies you're going to need. You're going to need a pound of sweet or hot banana peppers. You are going to need 3 cups of apple cider vinegar. You're going to need 2 cups of water, some type of pickling salt, and you're going to need some garlic cloves. We're going to use some pre-made minced garlic cloves. I have included a link below for you guys for a full written tutorial on how to can banana peppers. And last but not least, you're going to need some jars. We're going to use some half-pint mason jars. I'm going to start by getting these half-pint mason jars in my canner. Definitely more jars than I need, but I always like to have more than not enough. Alright, I'm gonna turn this on and get it boiling and get those jars sterilized. Now to work on the brine. I'm gonna do 3 cups of a cider vinegar. I'm using apple cider vinegar. Now add 2 cups of water and 3 tablespoons of pickling salt. I am going to put the lid on this, and I am going to bring it to a boil. Now I'm going to cut up my banana peppers. I'm going to cut off the stem, push that aside, and I'm just going to make rings. And I'm actually going to keep all of the seeds. Some things to remember when you are working with hot peppers. You want to make sure that you either wear gloves or you make sure that you wash your hands really, really well when you are done cutting. And you also want to make sure that you keep your hands away from your eyes. Hot peppers can do a lot of damage to your eyes and your eyesight, and it just hurts if you get the juices in your eyes. So be extra, extra careful when you are working with hot peppers. My jars are ready, so I am going to bring them out. Now I'm going to put 1/4 of a teaspoon of garlic in each of the jars. Like I said, we are using pre-minced garlic for this, but you can use homegrown garlic as well. You can also add in mustard seeds. That's optional if you want to do that. We just prefer the garlic. Now I am going to take my banana peppers and fill these jars within a 1/2 inch of the top. So I'm going to jam them in there nice and tight. Now I'm going to ladle our brine to fill up these jars, keeping that 1/2 inch of headspace for each jar. I do have a bigger ladle. I can tell you I'm a little afraid about spilling this today, but I might have to get the bigger ladle. This brine did come to a boil, and then I turned it off and left the lid on it, and it's still very, very warm. Now I am going to wipe the rims of these jars I want to make sure that they are nice and clean so we get a good seal. Now I'm going to add, ouch. Now I'm going to add my lids, and then I'm going to just hand tighten the bands just so they spin just a little bit on the cloth. There is a magnet you can use to get these out of here, and I can't find it. So I'm going to burn my hands a little bit today. Let's move this one over. Back in the canner these go, and they'll process for 10 minutes. Once they have processed for 10 minutes, I turn the canner off and let them sit for an additional 5 minutes to cool down and set up a little bit more. Once that 5 minutes is done, I transfer them to our hutch inside of our office where they will sit for 24 hours. During that 24-hour time period, hopefully all of them seal and they come down to room temperature. Once that 24 hours is up, I will check all of the seals. If they have sealed, then they go in our basement in a cool, dry spot, which is our basement. And if they haven't sealed, then I will put them in our refrigerator and we'll use them within the next 2 weeks. I also want to note that your processing time could be more or less depending on your altitude. Make sure you are consulting appropriate recipes and canning altitude charts if you live in the mountains or if you live closer to sea level. Thank you guys so much for following along. And if you want some ideas of how to use these banana peppers after they have been processed, make sure you head on over to our website. We have lots of great resources there for you. Thanks so much for hanging out at the farmhouse today, and we will talk to you soon.